Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching another episode at Investing with All I See is W. Today, I wanted to make this video on a Saturday, September 12th, 2020, to share with you additional insights on companies I feel can add value to your investment portfolio. But first, before I begin, I'd like to mention to you that the information I'll be sharing with you should be used as guidance information only, and anytime when you make an investment decision, please do your own investment research. Let's get started. Now, before I begin, I'd like to inform you that the first 8 tickers I wanted to share with you are related to biotech stocks. So, for example, these companies are working on cancer-related products to combat different viruses, diseases, as well as even the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. Lastly, I'll be sharing with you 2 tickers that I feel can be long-term investment strategies, and we'll go through those 2 company tickers towards the end. Let's get started. Now, ticker number 1 I wanted to share with you first is going to be VBI Vaccines by the ticker VBIV. So what is so unique about VBIV? Well, I feel like the COVID-19 demand has barely just begun, where companies have made headway to design different vaccines for the COVID-19. And I feel like the fact that VBIV has been around for so many years, headquartered in Boston, this company has potential to come up with a solution for the COVID-19. And even excluding the whole COVID-19, there is a demand for this company because it has commercial product. For example, the Hep B product line that is currently commercialized in the European markets, where it has distribution from the Israel facility. And what we know is the company is partnering up in Canada as well, where it's trying to ramp up its COVID-19 program. And what we learned from NVAX is that Canada had just purchased X amount of batches from Novavax once that vaccine is clinically ready. But I feel like Canada won't exclude other possibilities, such as demand from VBIV with its vaccine. So there's opportunity there for VBIV to capitalize on that market, since it's such a big demand in Canada as well. So that's VBIV Vaccines. Now, ticker number 2 I wanted to share with you is Co-Diagnostics by the ticker CODX. And what is so unique about this company is the fact that it has very sensitive diagnostic testing that can detect COVID-19 within 63 to 90 minutes. And what's so unique about this company is the quality of its tests, being able to deliver 100% accuracy testing and minimizing the potential for false negative and false positive results. And that's what's amazing about CODX versus other companies, where you could potentially get false negative and false positive, and that will just give you more confidence with your data if you're using diagnostic test kits coming out from a company like from CODX based in Utah. So I have firm belief that the share price can continue to grow. And what we learned from the end of Friday's market was that it hovered up to like 18% on gains percentage of its share price. And I feel like it won't stop there. It will continue to grow. And I've learned that when the COVID-19 pandemic just broke out, this company had so much volume. It reached such a high price point, and now it's at a very low price point. And I feel like it's a great buying opportunity for CODX, so let's not ignore this diagnostic company based in Utah. Next up I wanted to go through is Inovio Pharmaceuticals by the ticker INO. So for me, I feel like this is going to be very exciting news for the company, because there are going to be meetings held by the leadership team to share to investors on updates on the company. And we know that the company will likely be releasing news on its phase 1 clinical trials results. And we know that from the preliminary data, the information demonstrates that the INO 4800 is successful, at least in healthy patients. Now, how that plays out in phase 2 and 3, we don't know, but we are confident that this product is safe, at least in phase 1 clinical trials, and looking forward to see how that plays out in phase 2 and 3 in unhealthy patients. But in terms of share price, to me, my target price for Inovio Pharmaceuticals is $80, and that's my price target. And I firmly believe that it can reach that share price once it gets into implementation phase, meaning that the Food and Drug Administration has granted approval for use of the INO 4800, which will be after the phase 3, and that time hasn't come yet. So I feel like the price of Inovio Pharmaceuticals can continue to grow based on its outlook currently. All right, now I wanted to go to is IBIO by the ticker IBIO. I like IBIO so much because it has the IBIO 201, the Litchem subunit vaccine protein that is making positive headway into the news media right now. And what we've learned is that IBIO 201 is showing positive results in the preclinical trials in the animal studies. And I'm just so excited to hear news that IBIO has gone into phase 1 clinical trials, but that's until the FDA grants IBIO introduction into phase 1. But we haven't heard that yet, but I do foresee that coming either this quarter or the next quarter. But from what we've learned, it's not about racing into the vaccine, getting a product delivered. Look at AstraZeneca, the fact that a patient was experiencing unknown onsets of symptoms, that just scares everyone, and at least for the health authorities to kind of take a step back and slow things down with the approval process. So that's IBIO, and I feel like the share price can reach its prior resistance before it goes beyond the double-digit range. And I'm not making any transactions until it reaches my target set price of $30 to $50. All right, that's just me for my own investments with IBIO, similar to like Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Next up, I wanted to share with you is NVAX, and to me, this is like the benchmark of all vaccines. And did you know since the start of the pandemic, COVID-19, start of February, March, the percentage gain on Novavax has been about 735%, and to date there has been no company in the S&P that has reached that return on investment from its share price gain except for Novavax. So that right there alone explains to its high quality company outlook, and the fact that it has a flu virus that is being studied in phase 3, as well as the COVID-19 that is being studied in phase 1. It's well positioned to handle different viruses that's playing out in this world at this time. So that's Novavax, and I feel like share price is so strong with this company. Now, next up I wanted to share with you is Heat Biologics, and this company reminds me of IBIO. However, the difference is it's based out in Florida, and it's working with University of Miami to study the GP96 pre-approved vaccine. And what we've learned is that the vaccine is actually working on animals at this time, showing neutralizing antibodies and a T cell response. So that is good information that stakeholders and investors want to hear and see. Now it's just a matter of validating that in human trials and seeing if it also works in humans, as well as having zero safety concerns. So that's very important. And in terms of share price right now, Heat Biologics is hovering at the low $1. So let's say if you load up on the shares and it starts going up to like $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, that's like 4 or 5 fold gains right there. So let's not underestimate the potential of Heat Biologics, similar to like IBIO when it had its run from like $1 to $7. That's like a 700% gain right there. Okay, so I do suspect a milestone being achieved by Heat Biologics once it hears information that it can move forward into the phase 1 clinical trials. But I don't know that time frame, but that time frame will come, and that is why I feel this is a great value add investment with Heat Biologics. Next up I wanted to go to is Sorrento Therapeutics by the ticker SRNE, and this was sort of a late bloomer stock where it started to gain from like $4 all the way up to like $20, and now it's gone back down to the low point of $5.80, and now it's ended at $6 towards the end of this week. And to me, I feel like this is such a great value investment stock because it dropped, if you think about it, 75% gains, and that's just such a big drop. And I do foresee exponential increases once time comes, possibly in Q4. We can see this company hovering back into the double digits and then going back to the $20 range. That's how I foresee it. So let's not ignore Sorrento Therapeutics. Next up, I wanted to share with you is ticker AGEN by the ticker AGEN. Today, we learned that on Thursday, the share price just skyrocketed, going up close to a quarter percentage of its share price gain, 25%. And this company has a number of products, not only for the COVID-19, but also for a number of different cancer-related products and disease states out there. And Agenus is gaining a lot more momentum and more buy-in from stakeholders. So let's not ignore Agenus. I do feel like it can break through the $6 range, potentially into the $7 range soon. So let's not ignore Agenus for what they're doing. So I applaud them for gaining so much this week. And I've been monitoring this company for many years, and in my prior videos with Agenus, I did forecast, at the time it was $2, that it will get up to $4. Now it's hovering at the board of $5. So we'll see how far it can reach. Okay, that's Agenus. Now I wanted to next now couple these tickers with two companies that I feel can add value, where you should treat these companies as set it and forget it. And ticker number one I wanted to share with you first is Apple, right? And from what we know is that getting the price of Apple at like $112 at the end of this week compared to the high peak of $134, you're getting it at like what, 20 something dollars off from the prior week when the stock market had just experienced a correction. So as a long-term investor, you can just continue to purchase Apple at this time because you're getting at a discount from the prior week's drop. And if you were to just park your money in Apple, here's one benefit. If you leave it over for 1 year, you're going to have a lower tax implication when you do taxes for your positive proceeds gains. And two, there's so much value with Apple because Apple just dominates the market with its product line. And if you look at their balance sheet, which is the third benefit, it doesn't owe much money and the assets continue to grow. It has good liquidity, meaning it has upfront money in case something happens, and it has good solvency of its financial data. So that's why Apple is a solid company. And just thinking about the products like iPhone and MacBook Pro and iWatches, that right there just takes away a large market share from consumers. And that's why I feel like Apple will continue to grow, and that's why it's great just to invest and just leave it there long term, because return on investments will exponentially grow. Let's say if you leave it there for 10 years, then that means the share price can go up by a factor of 10, so you don't have to worry about it, right? And it's a balancing act to all of your short-term investments, which can be like your biotech companies, right? Now, the other ticker I wanted to share with you is, the last ticker is Tesla by the ticker TSLA. Now, prior to the market correction in the prior week, the share price was hovering at $425. Now, end of the week, Friday, share price hovering is at 372. So you do the math there, you see the share price dropping. So to me, I think that's a great buying opportunity if you're considering just buying a company and holding on to the shares long term. A company like Tesla will allow for you to gain on significant positive proceeds. Let's say if you leave it there for 5 years, you could potentially gain 5 times the amount. 10 years, you can gain 10 times the amount. So that's how I see it. The longer you hold on to these large scale companies, the more return on investments you'll gain on with respect to time. So overall, these are the tickers that I wanted to share with you, and I hope that this video was valuable to you in how you're able to look at your investment portfolio and see what are the value add tickers, and being able to forecast what gives you momentum for how it fits your own risk tolerance. Okay, so I hope this video was valuable, and if you found it to be interesting, please smash the like and subscribe for more related content. Thank you so much for watching another episode at Investing with All I See Is W. Thank you.